Let's see if anybody else is this turned on? Yep. Okay, 2 seconds.
And YouTube's working this month, so that's good.
All right, guys. Ready? You want to talk? Yeah? Do you want to talk? Yeah. Yeah, give me just a second. All right, guys. We knew our crowd would be small tonight. We don't have much on the agenda, so we can go have whatever you choose back there. You're welcome. You are welcome. Thanks for coming. I'd like to thank Hopkins. Hopkins brought the food. We have white wine, red wine, Diet Coke, seltzer, and plenty of beer. I want to introduce Brandon and Erica. They've been with the chamber for a lot of years. They do an amazing job. I consider them great friends, so they just wanted to talk for a few minutes.
Well, not a huge crowd here tonight, but I'm glad it's a party because we have been privileged to lead the chamber for the last 5 years. And I'm going to cry. We are coming to the end of this term, and it is time to go on and make space for new leadership, hopefully.
I'll be the comedy.
Yeah.
We quit. No. Do you want to?
You're not the first time to have this happen.
No, we took over the chamber when there was a failure of not a failure, but no one to replace the existing leadership. And it has absolutely been an honor and a privilege to be in this role. I feel like we've done a lot of good over the last 5 years. And Sugar House is moving into a new era. At least we are out of the pandemic. We are out of most of the construction in the core area. And I have the requests we hear that people would like to have more parties and more networking and social events. So maybe there's someone out there with some skill set like that that really wants to take it forward in that direction. But we are looking for new leadership, and hopefully we'll have somebody step up. But we can't. Yeah, she's like, don't look at me. But it has absolutely been an honor and a privilege. But at some point, we both have multiple businesses to run, and this has been an entirely volunteer, unpaid effort. And at some point, we also have to pay our bills and our health insurance and such too. So hopefully, someone or some people will jump in to take this to its next phase.
Yeah, so I'm just going to reiterate a little bit of what Erica said. It started with Landon, with the community council, us just trying to go take video of the local businesses during COVID as to what they were doing to stay open. There was never any long-term intention to it other than us just trying to get out, do something to help the local community. When we were approached by the previous chamber to take over the chamber, it was not in great shape. The business community was not very united. There was not a lot of organization to it. And so to see what it's grown into over the last 5 years and where it is now, even with us being somewhat absent the last 3-4 months, is a testament to what we've done, but also what the business community has done. And I think that they're in a better shape to even not need hands-on leadership like they did before. So that's cool to see, I think. So we will be, I'm not sure how that's going to work, still custodians of the chamber assets until we find the appropriate person to take it over. So it's not just going to sit on the vine and, wither. But if any of you do know, potential candidates who would be the proper person to take that over, or persons, I think it's a 2-person job. I think you would agree.
I absolutely, there's no way.
Yeah, I would have been done a long time ago. So please let us know. We'll still be around. We'll still be in the community as much as we can. And again, just thank you to all of you, and especially the folks from the city who have been so wonderful to work with, and everybody in the community.
Yeah, we're still. But there is a very large pair of scissors in my upstairs. So if somebody just has a scissor fetish, this is a perfect job. Saying.
And I have a boatload of chamber stickers, so.
And there's even some swag. Yeah, because Mark Holland's still holding a bunch of swag. So always have stuff. Just need some people to come in and put some new energy in it.
So
Thank
happy holidays, everybody.
Thank you. Please, please, please. I hope you stick around for a beer. Okay. Mike, you want to do a treasure report? This is our year-end treasure report.
Hello, everyone. Happy holidays. Okay, just check the finances. Our U.S. bank balance is $6,876.31. And and then in the last month, we made a couple of donations that the trustees voted on, $250 to Hillside and $250 to Highland to help out the families in need that utilize those food pantries over there. So that was a nice way to kind of put that money back into a community. And then I logged into the PayPal. It's up to $2,162.53. I was actually a little bit surprised. I hadn't checked that balance in a while, and it looks like a lot of folks here, probably in this room and in this community, have stepped up and made some generous donations towards the end of the year, holiday giving. And I think we've all been bombarded with the Giving Tuesday stuff. So it's past Tuesday, but it's Community Council Wednesday, so you can. Anyway, that's all to say that your donations, of course, are generously. Your generosity is very valued, so we appreciate that, and it lets us do what we're doing and getting our newsletters out, getting our website taken care of, and so forth. And then I just have one ask at the end of my report here. There may still be some folks that are still through PayPal, maybe through recurring transactions with PayPal, might be wanting a little bit of the money from back when we did the Friends of Fairmont Park had the glass bin project. And so they've got a little bit of money set aside for whenever they need to touch that up, if it gets tagged or something like that. So some people have put money specifically towards that. And I just ask that if that's your intention, that you just leave a little note in the PayPal. There's an option to do that. And that just helps me guide where the money goes, where, if that's your specific ask for that. And that's all I've got. Thank you.
Nice. Sarah, you want to talk? You want to talk? Yeah. You got a big thing coming up. This is our representative. Doesn't the real session start?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so as Lynn and I were discussing, we've got two things coming up in the legislature. First, we've got the normal session starting mid-January. I want to say it's like the 21st or 22nd. So if you have ideas that need a legislative solution, please don't talk to us right now. We're already getting weird. But what I can tell you is that bills are starting to drop on the website. So we had, I think, our first 3. There might have been more since I checked, come out today. So things are going into motion. And speaking of things going into motion, next week we actually have a special session. And this is because there continues to be a bit of a temper tantrum from the majority party regarding redistricting. So thank you. Yes, I agree. So as I'm sure you've seen, there's been a lot of excitement with the new congressional district and then judges ruling. Not everybody is excited about this, and currently the people who aren't excited are people who already have a lot of power. So we're going to be going into special session. We don't know what is officially going to be on the call yet, but based on what has been said, we're going to be looking at some sort of likely appeal of the ruling and also pushing back the date of filing. So normally I and everybody else running would be like trotting our way down to the county clerk's office on January 2nd to file to run for office again. We were looking at putting in code, pushing that back so that there's more time to appeal the judge's ruling, because like I said, not everybody likes it. Does anybody have questions on session or the special session? Yeah.
Can I make a comment?
Sure.
I nominate Judge Diana Gibson as 2025 Utah Woman of the Year.
I love it. All right. If you think of things that you haven't already thought of, I'm just sitting back there with my yarn. So come say hey, and I'll let you get a hold of me otherwise.
Sarah, do you have anything? Where's Sarah Young? Do you have anything? What are you stretching back there?
I have a couple of updates. So Sarah Young, City Council. First and foremost, I am channeling Detective Fallows. Do not leave your cars running and with your keys in them. Bad idea. And make sure you're putting your packages and valuables. It is the number one thing that we see for crime in the area. And so just make sure that we're making Detective Fallows proud in terms of not contributing to those issues. Second of all, no new updates related to like major actions happening at council. This tends to be our quiet time of year because we do know we will have a new council member, Erica Carlson, for District 5. And so we don't tend to start big topics because she wouldn't necessarily be present and on the council getting to ask questions on things she'll have to vote for. So this is just a little bit more of our quiet period. So keep that in mind. And last but not least, but most important, please do not turn left to get to Chick-fil-A on 2100 South. Team, I kid you not. They are going to, no, it's not good because the neighbors who live on Douglas Street and Westminster and on 12th East really advocated for being able to have that. So the more we can educate, the better. But yes, we will lose it. Like when people are like, we should put up more signs to tell people. Yeah, there are no signs. Well, so there's two things. So number one, Streets has told me that they don't have signs that say, please follow the law. And they're like, you can't, they're like, that's not a sign, Sarah. But I think the second piece is that, to be really frank, their original plan was that was a closed median. And so like putting up a lot of effort to try and like fix what's there, their solution is to close the median. And so, which I get. So the way we save it is by educating neighbors, help a friend. I appreciate it. And those are the updates for City Council. Yeah.
If we could get some enforcement, I think a few tickets would get people to pay attention.
Okay. So I will say two things. You can always request Speed Watch, which is there's an email and a phone number. If you Google Salt Lake PD Speed Watch. And the biggest thing I'll say is if you're ever requesting Speed Watch, you want to be able to give them specific days and times. So if you just say like, hey, come out at some point, you know, they're going to be there from like, you know, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. when Chick-fil-A is not even open and they won't give any tickets. And so like you want to be as specific as possible, but they will come out and provide enforcement. And that's not just for this particular instance, that's anywhere. So if you notice, like we always have people speeding at this day, at this time, it's an easy thing to do. And they do, they come out, they do enforcement. That's how we actually got a lot of the street improvements happening down the street headed towards Harmon's, is because we had consistent neighbors reporting it to Speedwatch, and it was like shooting fish in a barrel. They were giving out like 50 tickets in an hour. So anyway, solution, could, yes, you can participate.
What if one of those people doing it is animal control turning to and cursing you out because you're trying to stop the
I mean, so if you ever see a city or like a county vehicle that's not following the law, that's not good. And you can always, like I said, use like you can send it to me. I will tell you that in order for me to do anything, I will definitely need a license plate number. Because I can't be like someone somewhere one day they'll be like, well, like, okay, we can't do anything about that, Sarah. So if you can give me those details, happy to follow up. Chris. I've okay, that's not good. And again, if you can get me, shoot, okay, that's not good and not ideal. But again, if there are details in that space, like a patrol car number, let me know. And like I said, we can follow up with them. We are certainly communicating this across the city. The mayor's office is very aware of how we feel about this particular issue. And like I said, the best thing we can do is to be able to not just follow the laws ourselves, but also help educate our neighbors about the consequences in terms of we're going to lose that turn. And that is really unfortunate for our neighbors who live in that little neighborhood. So it allows them coming out of Douglas to be able to get on the freeway. And if not, they're using Westminster. And if anyone who's taken Westminster, especially during, like high traffic times, that backs up. And so because it's a single lane road, and it just makes it really problematic. So they advocated for being able to have that ability to turn out to get to the freeway.
That's it. Hannah, thank you. Hannah, you have anything? Okay, let's just say hi to Hannah, everybody. And Julie too. Julie does a remarkable job too. Oh yeah, come on.
Just very fast. I want to personally thank Brandon and Erica for their work running the chamber. I really appreciate them holding the city to a high standard, and for probably getting a lot of the very loud, passionate conversations from business owners that should have gone to me. So thank you both for your time attending all of the construction meetings and being so helpful to your community. I really appreciate it, and I know the mayor does too, so thank you.
All right, our last thing of the day, we're gonna have Derek come introduce. Wait, there's a holiday market here from 12 to 3 on Sunday. Please come by. And live music. 12 to 3. Sunday. Stephanie Pitcher is having a campaign announcement next Thursday, this 11th. It's next week, isn't it? The 11th, that's it. At the A-Frame Gallery over by, what is that, Top Stop or something? Whoever would like to go. Everybody's welcome. Now we're gonna. Yeah. And now, so Derek runs Sugar House Community Radio. Whoever's listening, they're starting to play Christmas music, I noticed today. So I'm going to turn the time over to him.
Hello, thank you. Before I talk about that, just want to reiterate, thank you to Erica and Brandon so much. I met both of them along with Steve during COVID when they came to film a short video at our old store on the next block. And I can't tell you how much that meant to small businesses, how hard Salt Lake came out for us during that terrible season. So thank you guys for everything you've done for us. So as Landon said, we've been running Sugar House Community Radio. We're a committee of the community council. Next month, I'm about ready to open it up to, I want to set up an actual committee. So if anybody's interested, has some skills, you don't have skills and you just want to participate, please reach out to myself or Landon. We have lots of little jobs. We're getting some awesome listenership. So when we do an event, we are broadcasting open mics and certain local little concerts live on the radio station. We're getting 60 to 80 listeners, which is really cool. KUAA assumes there's about 20 listeners on their station at any given time. So I feel really good when I see our station numbers. Then during the day, we are averaging about 20 to 30 listeners a day. So that's pretty cool. We're growing. With that, we have our own apps now for the iPhone and the Android. We've teamed up with Dan from Tone Tips. He has some new technology that he's going to talk to us about. It aids small businesses, and that was our whole goal with Sugar House Community Radio, was affordable advertising. Our advertising rates are $25.50 on $100 a month. If you want to go to some of these other public radio stations, they start in the thousands, and small businesses can't afford that like us. So that's our whole reason. And if you own a business, we would love for you to listen to the station in your business. You'll hear Sugar House Coffee, Hopkins Brewing, Neighborhood Hive, Beanhole Coffee. Those are who's advertising on our radio station. And Sarah Young when she runs for office. So thank you. So I'm going to turn it over to Dan. He's going to talk to us a little bit about this new technology that he's actually invented and developed. And he's been kind enough to use Sugar House Radio and the Neighborhood Hive as their guinea pigs. And don't forget you're live on YouTube.
All right. Thank you, Derek. I really appreciate the opportunity to present here. As Derek said, The Sugar House Community Radio now has an app for the iPhone as well as Android. So if depending on which one you have, you can scan it and download the app. And this is, I would say, the most powerful app that's on the market right now, and you'll see why. The Sugar House Community Council, there is, as you know, it's one of over 20 councils within the greater Salt Lake City area. But what's really unique about the Sugar House Community Council is that it is the only council that has a radio station dedicated to your community, which makes it very special for Salt Lake City. And something else is that with Tone Tip, working with the Sugar House Community Radio, we're going to be enhancing the local engagement and the commerce within the Sugar House area. Now, the neighborhood hive is a bit unique as well. You may not know that there's over 50 vendors represented in here. Over 25 of them, about 25 of them are from the Salt Lake City area, and more than 25 are from the greater Utah area, all the way down here in, what is it, southwest Utah. So it's an opportunity for those small businesses to have a place to be represented and to grow and to thrive. And by working with the Sugar House Community Radio, it gives them also an opportunity to advertise their products and their services. Now, where Tone Tip comes in is a little bit of a story about Tone Tip. A few years ago, I was driving down the road between Washington, D.C. and Philadelphia, listening to WHYY, an NPR station. I heard the name of a book, and traffic was really, really busy. And I don't know if you've ever done this before, where you hear something on the radio, you want the phone number, the website, or an address, but you can't write it down. You can't type into your phone. And for me, this was really, really frustrating. And it's not just radio and TV. And I was driving along, I thought about, it's not just radio, it's TV, it's podcasts. We're surrounded by audio, and we're completely disconnected from it. You always have to type in a phone number, website, or an address. And I'm really lazy, and I don't want to have to type in a phone number, website, or an address. And smartphones are really smart, so there should be some way of connecting a smartphone with a radio. But at the time I was working as a advanced communication and weapons systems engineer for the Department of Defense. So it solved a lot of really hard problems, but this is a really, really hard problem. There's 6 billion people in the world disconnected from the world around them. You can't change the radios, you can't change the TVs, you can't change the smartphones. So it's really hard. And then I heard a dial tone on the radio, and I thought, this is the easiest problem to solve, because smartphones can decode dial tones. Why not just associate a tone with information? It's somewhat like a QR code. A QR code is nothing more than a digital link that's put into picture form, and your camera scans it. So why not take a digital link and put it into audio form, not a dial tone, but something high frequency so you can't hear, but the smartphone can. And now you could embed this with any kind of media. And I thought, well, that's a simple idea. Somebody must have invented it. They didn't, so I did. And I filed a patent, and I was issued a patent, and worked together with a team like I'd done before. And now we've developed this system where a media creator like Derek, or anybody that has podcast or YouTube or radio or TV or any of these things up above, broadcast, streaming, live, wherever there's audio, there's even a Tone Tip player at the entryway of the store. So when you come in, if you have the Sugar House Radio app, you get information about the store, about any specials, any coupons. So all these locations, and it's all enabled by a simple app that people have on the phone, and they can get the information immediately. So if I would have had this years ago when I was listening to that NPR station, I could have got the name of that book. So now we can. So how does it work with Tone Tip and Sugar House Radio? This is really, really exciting. So now we have the Sugar House Community Radio app. When you download the app, there's 2 tabs on there. One is the play history, like any kind of podcast or streaming media. It shows you what you've listened to but there's absolutely no interaction whatsoever. People can give you a phone number, website, and an address. You can't do anything with it other than having to replay it or type it back in. With ToneTip now, there's a history list that provides information about what you've listened to. So if you can't get to something right away, you can just scroll down history lane and you can get to it when you want to. And so if the Sugar House Community Council wants to put information up, they can put a ToneTip in, it goes into the radio station, and it shows up in the history list. There are sponsors on there, they're putting information. Mountain Man Plumbing is one. Of course, Oleo is another one. There's another one that only has a phone number. What was that? Hardwood floor?
Exotic hardwood.
Yeah, exotic hardwood floor. So there's a ToneTip for that. And even though I listened to the ad and they give the phone number, I thought, well, let me write down this phone number. And then by the time I got a pencil and paper out, it's like the phone number is gone. It's like, okay, they need a ToneTip. So it gives a way of immediately saving the information so you can get the information you want when you want it. And then also for leadership. Sarah Young, if there's a ToneTip that we've created for you, so if you want to have, don't make a left turn. I watch your videos. Or if you want to have elect Nate for Congress, that can be in there as well. So whatever messages you want, you can now provide this in Sugar House Radio. And this is the only streaming station that has this capability right now. And I'm really excited about it because we're also running some specials. We'll be having a ToneTip Tuesday where some of the vendors are giving away free products on Tuesday. You just have to come in and show your app or go to the business and show your app. And maybe you'll get a free bar of soap or a free cup of coffee or I looked up, you can't give away free beer, but you could give away free appetizers. You can't even do a 2-for-1, but anyway. So we're really excited. And this is a terrific way of making your community engaged and empowered because now you can get the information that they want and then they can act on it, whether it's some information about voting on redistricting or if it's about some kind of bogus referendum that's out there. It's worded one way, but it really means something else. All these things that are really important and you want to really dive deep into the information, but you don't know exactly where to go. Well, now the capability is there. No, come on. And this is a time when, there we go. All right. So in addition to the radio, I've got a laptop set up. It does work with, we've tested in stadiums, in a grocery store, in an airport, and these other venues as well. There's, if you download the Sugar House Radio app and you go to the touch screen that's behind me, you can touch this and it plays a 6-second video and 6-second video for all of these, except for the BBC thing. And then you'll see what kind of interaction there can be. And so then some actions. Please download the app and listen to Sugar House Radio so you can be connected to your community and be engaged with your community in ways that nobody else can. And then provide feedback to Derek since he runs the station, and then he'll get that to me. And we're working on looking at different improvements. And we're going to have a launch party for this in January or February. And it would be great if you could attend the launch party. And also we're looking at, as we work out a few little things with this experiment, we're looking at going beyond this. So other people I'm talking to a documentary producer on the Jordan River Trail, and they want to redo their documentary and put ToneTips in it so they can have things about how to restore the land, donations, what different types of people are involved in the community, so the communities can really get engaged and empowered about the things that matter to them. So other documentary producers, public radio, TV, any of those, I'd love to hear about those other connections or bring them to the launch party when we're ready.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, that's perfect timing. Questions and answers. Yeah.
So I'm driving down the street. Do I
Mhm.
have to have my phone with the apps on all the time?
It can be
Or
running in the
I-
background. Like right now, mine is running in the background
Okay, that's my question.
and it's work. Yeah. So I can,
So it
and-
doesn't interfere with whatever else you're doing.
Right. Yeah. You could be using Google Maps to navigate somewhere and it'll work there. You could be
Hopefully
watching.
listening to the radio station.
Yeah. Yeah. You should have it on, listen to the radio station. Now you can listen no matter where you are in the world. Yeah. Any other questions?
Got it in the background,
Mm-hmm.
and you hear something on the radio, and you think, oh, I want to hear this, but I have to go to the post office. So you can probably come back and listen to the podcast. But what do I do now? I've got your app on, but I don't get. I just touch my phone and it will save it, or what?
If let's say you're driving down the road and you go, oh, I heard some information on a new referendum. I really want to dig into that, but I'm driving and I've got to run in. I have an appointment. I'm going to come on back. It's saved in your in this history list that's on here. Let's say it happened an hour ago. You just scroll down this list and it has a date and time on here. And you, yep. Because it's always listening to, when you hit the play button with Sugar House Community Radio, it'll be playing that, and then it'll just save that information. Yeah, thanks. Right. Oh, you're welcome.
Sorry.
So much. This is great. Thank you. All right, guys, we're gonna hear from the fire station before.
Hello, everybody. How we doing tonight? I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Mark Peterson. I'm a captain of Salt Lake City Fire Department, and today I'm working out of Station 3, which is your district. We're in your district. A few things I wanted to share with you. We got a few highlights. Just our run numbers for last month. Oh, hang on a second. I need two hands here. Okay. Last month of November, Medic Engine 3 responded to 55 fire runs. And 142 medical runs, which is the majority of what we do, honestly. That's a total for the month of 197, and year-to-date, 1,791 emergency calls for service out of Station 3 for Sugar House. So pretty respectable, good numbers. Stand by. What I wanted to talk about is some safety message to bring to your council that you can bring to your families. If I can get my phone to cooperate. There we go. Okay. This time of year, we have some winter safety tips. We want to talk about heating in the home. A few things to talk about when you have a space heater, and a lot of us do, for those other small rooms, is to keep a minimum space around your space heater of 3 feet. You don't want any objects around to get close to that because they're prone to starting fires for fire safety. So that also includes fireplaces and wood stoves. 3 feet minimum safety distance. One thing to remember with electric heaters, because it's a resistant type thing that causes that heat, plug it directly into the outlet. Do not use surge strips or extension cords. That causes a chance to draw more amps through the line, and that could cause electrical fire. This one's something new to me. Never warm up a vehicle inside the garage, even with the door open. Obviously, I have the door open, but I constantly have opened up the garage, let the car run. But apparently, that's a no-no. So now at 55, I have to retrain myself. Another thing is to make sure to keep your dryer vents clean. This is something I just recently had to do. I got a new code on my new dryer, says DL. I don't know what that means, but it means the lint trap is full. So I don't know what DL comes in, but I had to look the code up, and I had a kink in my exhaust tube for the dryer and had dryer lint in there, and that was a potential fire hazard. And having your wife tell Mr. Fireman about almost burning the house down was something to remember as well. Okay, let's stay safe outdoors. Obviously, you want to dress in layers and stay warm. It's the Northwest, or this I'm from the Northwest, where it's very mild, and being here in Utah the last 27 years since I came to the fire department, it's much colder here, and it's easy to get hypothermic. It's surprisingly fast. So dress in layers, stay warm, stay hydrated, because actually because it's so dry here, the cold air actually wicks a lot of moisture off our bodies. So it's easy to get dehydrated, especially on those cold, windy days. All right, now the best part about is Christmas tree safety. You'd be surprised how many fires have actually been on that were started from Christmas trees, the real trees. So being a Northwest guy growing up in Oregon, it'd be a sin to have a fake tree. Now I do have a fake tree from Costco. It's awesome. It comes out of a box every year, and I can put it back in 5 or 10 minutes. But so when you do have a real tree, when you pick out a tree, make sure the needles stay on. So take the tree and give it a good shake. The needles fall off, it's too dry, pick another tree. Find a tree that passes the shake test. The next thing you want to do when you bring your tree home is cut the bottom. Even though it's already been pre-cut, cut about 1 inch off the bottom. That'll get the tree to reactivate. It'll start drawing moisture, water through the bottom of your tree stand. So keep that watered daily. And if you have animals like I do, you might have to do it a couple times a day because they think it's an alternative water supply. If you do have a pre-lit tree like I do, don't tell my friends in Oregon, but just make sure to check your plugs and your connections and also plug that directly and try to avoid those extension cords that I mentioned before. And then at night or before leaving home, and this is something I have a hard time doing, is turning off the lights and decorations because you're not at home to be there in case something happens. So they seem like simple things, but you'd be surprised how these simple things could lead to an incident. And as much as we love fighting fire, it's also not a good thing for those experiencing that. It's, you know, a bad day for them. So please be safe out there, and we're happy to serve you. Enjoy being a firefighter. I worked in the Sugar House District for many years as a paramedic out of the old station off of Sugarmont, so I'm very familiar with the area. And in my career, it was probably one of my highlights to work out here. I really enjoyed the clientele and the citizens of this part of Salt Lake City. Any questions? Yes, sir.
More of a comment. I've never had a dryer hole. I've always gone to the wash and dryer places. This is like a twofer. Not only.
Nope, you only get one. You only get one, sir. Go ahead.
If you keep your lint trap clear, your dryer is more efficient and clothes dry quicker.
Yes, sir, it is.
I learned that a long time ago.
That's true.
Back in the 20th century. So every time I went to dry my clothes, and I did multiple loads, before I started the dryer, I got the lint trap, cleaned it out. So I would not have to spend that long at the washer and dryer floor.
You know what? Thank you for that comment, because I just figured out what the DL warning on my dryer stands for. Darn lint. Any other questions? All right. Thank you for your time. Have a good night.
Hey, have some food on your way out, please. While we're saying thanks to everybody, we want to thank Bill Knowles for coming all year. Leah back there had terrible road construction updates, but thank you.
Before the fire department leaves, are they listening? So I want to thank Fire Station 3 for bringing Santa last Saturday. It was a different team, but you know, they're just so great to take time out of their schedule and come and do that. And I want to thank Sarah Young. She's just the most amazing person to show up at all the places on Small Business Saturday. She was at the Santa Shack. She did a cool little video. She's always walking around doing the best videos. You are the best, Sarah. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, lastly, we got to give Nate Bloom a few minutes.
Oh boy.
We're eating soon, so.
I just came for the fun. I'm not going to stand. Oh, I'm not going to stand between people in a nice little feast back there. So, oh my, there's so many different microphones. Oh, there we go. I can hear it now. Okay. Well, hi everyone. I'm sure folks know I'm running for Congress. So we got this incredible decision a month or so ago now, where we got a map that is about 30 points to the left of maps that we've had in the past. So we have a real opportunity to elect fighters who are going to go to Congress and really try to push back on the administration on all of the federal lands issues that we have here in Utah, making sure that we have checks and balances in our government that have been eroded. We've seen so many issues with ICE coming into our communities, with corruption at the federal level over this crypto nonsense. So really excited to hit the ground running, and it's been a lot of fun so far. We did an official launch of our campaign on Monday of this week, and we'll be hitting the ground over the next few weeks as well, trying to get out and hopefully ahead of session. It's going to be interesting to see how to fit the campaign in with session coming up in January. So really just excited to get out and get to work. Campaigning it's been crazy the last 3 weeks. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun to get out and meet folks. And I've already seen a bunch of people in this room be supportive. So thank you. My website is just nateforutah.com, same as it's always been. My information is the same as it's always been. So excited to hear from people, take input. We'll do town halls. Hopefully here we'll get out and start meeting people and talking to voters and hearing all of the things that are concerning beyond the things I want to focus on, because this is a big district. It is the northern entire part of Salt Lake County. I represent about 20% of the district already, which is great. It's nice to have that impact in 5 of the cities already. But so Salt Lake, South Salt Lake, Mill Creek, Murray, West Valley, I already have pieces of. There's probably a dozen or so cities in the new district, which is a much bigger expanse, much different issues over on the west side and some of those areas I don't represent up in the avenues, but certainly have experience out there as well. So really just excited to finally feel like we can have a voice in government. The Republicans are still pushing back here and trying to overturn this decision. Yeah, that's too bad. Yeah, they can deal with it. For once, they're gonna get something other than what they want, which they're not used to. So they're going to keep pushing on this decision for till the absolute last second, until the ballots are actually printed. I don't know when that is, but we'll keep Lanny on top of that one, because it's just never going to end with them. So it's so exciting. We've had so much energy from the community as we have gotten out, and I say we, I don't know if it's whatever. It's been a good team so far, but it's a team effort. To do something this big. We've just never seen a campaign like this with an opportunity like this in Utah. So very excited and just look forward to hopefully meeting with you all over the next few months. We got a primary in June 23rd will be the deciding factor in this race. It's again, it's a district that Kamala Harris won by 23 points. So it's really going to come down to who can best represent the best promote those values of the Democratic electorate, and then we'll have to try and figure out how to meet with some of those other folks after the fact. But certainly want to represent everyone and make sure everyone feels like they have a voice, because we know what it feels like not to have a voice, and we finally get that opportunity. So there we go.
Thank you. Thanks for coming, Nate. There's a giving tree for Hillside Middle School up in the front, if anybody feels like they'd like to. The food's in the back. Beers, wine, whatever you guys choose to drink. So let's just have some food and drink. Good adjourn. Good job.